I'm Jordan Belfort, and this is Sales School. We have this graph, and this is what's always funny. This graph about, 45% of communication is body language, 45% of communication is tonality, and 10% is the words. And when I first heard that, it was with Bandler and NLP, and I was like, that does not make sense to me whatsoever. It just doesn't. How could only 10% of my communication be words when, if I put myself in the other person's shoes, like I'm being sold to, when a salesman is selling me, I am hanging on their every word. I'm analyzing the meaning of each word, what the phrase means. You get it? I'm hanging on their words. So to say that 10% of communication is words just is on its face, it's a prima facie nonsense, right? And the interesting thing is that is out there. Like in the whole world of communication training and NLP, people just take that at face value. And the problem with it is that's not what Bandler had meant. Unfortunately, the people who teach NLP don't go into that at all. So when I started actually thinking it through, and when I really started, I first learned NLP before I created even Straight Line 1.0. Really 2.0, the box system many years back I created. I actually went through NLP training because I wanted to really understand my own strategy. And I was fortunate that Bandler read my book and we became good friends, right? But the point is that I hadn't really thought it through. When I first heard him, 45, that strikes me as being just nonsensical, right? But then when I actually started to think it through, I said, oh, wait a second, I see what's going on. What it means really is that 90% of the time, we are communicating without speaking. You get it? Like, in other words, there's so much unconscious communication that if you took in all communication, you'd find that only 10% of the time, the communication was a result of words. The rest of the time, you're communicating through your body language and your tonality. Grunts, groans, how you dress, how your facial expressions, right? Even a little laughter, how you laugh. All these things, that's what's going on. However, in those 10% of the times when you open up your mouth and actually speak, your words matter 100%. You get it? The words have to be right. The words matter. They matter more than anything. You know what? Because I'll tell you this. Because if the words don't add up, you can't, A, create an airtight logical case. It falls apart, which means you can't get someone to a very high number on the certainty scale, even for the first 10. And B, future pacing is done through words. It's done by constructing language patterns that allow the prospect to see themselves in the future using your product, your good, your service, using it in the future and feeling good about it. In other words, that you allow them to experience the benefits now that they would have to normally wait for in the future. And by doing that, you make it real in their mind. You can't do that without words. The words are everything.